If I ask you which invention changed human history more than the internet, more than antibiotics, more than the steam engine, what would you say? Most people never guess this one. It's a tiny tablet you can hold in your hand, taking once a day, that quietly rewired how both men and women live, love, work, and plan their entire lives. It's birth control. And whatever you're a man or a woman, whatever you're using it or not, your life is already shaped by it. Your chances to study, to build a career, when you become a parent, even how you choose your partner. My name is Dr. Elena Chirikhina, and I'm lifestyle medicine advocate. And on this channel, we dive into the science of how biology, psychology, and society shape our everyday lives, often in the ways we don't even notice. Today, I want to show you how birth control created one of the biggest shifts in human history and how it quietly rewrote the script for the modern female and male life course. If you're interested in evidence-based content about health, relationships, and human behavior, make sure you subscribe on my channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss the next lectures in the series. All right, let's start with a simple question. What if the birth control pill is actually the most transformative invention of the 20th century? To see why, we have to go back to a world where sex almost always meant babies. Imagine you are 23 years old in 1915. If you're a woman, you're probably married, maybe already pregnant, maybe already a mother. If you are a man, you're working full time with a family depending on you, whatever you feel ready or not. You don't have choice. There is almost no such things as we will wait 10 years and then we'll have a child. This is what life looked like before reliable birth control. For most of human history, women spend much of their adult life being pregnant, breastfeeding, or recovering from birth. Families of 5, 6, 7 children were common. Maternal death in childbirth were a real risk. Unsafe, illegal abortions were a desperate last resort. Yes, there were methods, withdrawal, guessing fertile days, early condoms, long breastfeeding, but they were unreliable, expensive, or depended heavily on the man's self-control. For a woman, sex and pregnancy were welded together. You could say no to sex, or you could accept that babies might come, but you had almost no way to say yes to sex, not yet to babies. That shaped the entire female life course. Early marriage, first child very soon, repeated pregnancies, often until biology or illness stopped them. Little space for long education or stable career. For men, the script was also rigid. Early economic responsibility, very short youth period. If your partner become pregnant, the expectation was marry, provide, you're done. So this nostalgic picture of traditional family life hides something important, a profound lack of control. The big questions become, how did we go from this world of life by accident to a world when millions can say not yet, later, maybe never? At some point, a few scientists started to ask a radical question. What if fertility could be temporarily switched off, like a reversible button? Once we understood more about hormones, this stopped being science fiction. Women's cycles are driven by hormones like estrogen and progesterone. When a woman is pregnant, hormones levels change and ovulation stops. The idea was simple and genius. If we can mimic the hormonal state with a pill, we can stop ovulation. No egg, no pregnancy. Researchers like Gregory Pincus and John Rock, backed by activist Margaret Sanger, pushed this into reality. In 1960s, the first oral contraceptive pill was approved. For the first time in history, a woman could swallow a pill and dramatically reduce her chance of pregnancy. She didn't need her partner's cooperation in the same way as with condoms. Fertility becomes something that could be pharmacologically posed. Men often ask, why is there a pill for women but not for men? Biology is men produce millions of sperm continuously. Shutting that down safely and reversibly is much harder. Risk tolerance, society historically accepted more side effects for women because pregnancy itself is risky. And norms. Fertility control was framed as women's business. So the first big breakthrough arrived in the female body. Once the pill existed and spread, the dominoes start to fall. And the first domino was women's education. If you want to see the impact of birth control, look at university classrooms. Before reliable contraception, a long degree was a gamble for a woman. What if I get pregnant halfway through? Do I drop out? Do I start again later? Will anyone take me seriously as professional mother? Once the pill became widely available, more women entered universities. More finished long, demanding degrees. More entered fields like medicine, law, science, and engineering. For the first time, a woman could say with some confidence, I will not have children until after my studies. That one decision changed her income, her independence, her bargain power in relationships, the kind of partner she chose, and the type of relationship she expected. In Work and Money, fever later, planned children mean fewer interruptions in early career years, more stable career paths, more dual earned households. Economies changed as female labor participation rose and household power balances shifted. Sex in relationships changed too. Sex became less about reproduction and more about intimacy and pleasure. Premarital sex became common, marriage moved later, cohabitation became normal. But freedom brought a new psychological burden. Instead of life happening to you, you now had to decide, do I want children? When is the right moment for me? How many can I handle alongside work and my own mental health? And while society talked about a woman's revolution, something else was happening in the background. Because when women's timelines change, men's timelines can't stay the same. Ask older men when they become fathers. Many will say 22, 24. Ask younger men today, and you hear 32, 35, maybe never. That is not just a cultural shift, it's also a birth control story. With reliable contraception, men could have sex without an automatic marriage and baby consequence. The average age of first fatherhood increased. Men gained a longer period of emerging adulthood, education, travel, experimenting with jobs and relationships. The script finish school, marry, immediate children softened. At the same time, expectations of men changed from just provide financially to provide, be emotionally present, share childcare, support her career. Women become co-providers. In return, men were expected to become co-carers. There is also an ethical question. Most hormonal methods act on the female body. Side effects as mood changes, weight, libido, blood clots risks are mostly hers. Yet men benefit massively from the existence of these methods. They enjoy sex with dramatically low risk of becoming fathers before they are ready. So, a modern, responsible male role includes asking, how can I share the contraceptive responsibility practically, emotionally, and financially, instead of outsourcing everything to my partner's body? So now we have a world where both sexes can delay parenthood, explore, and build careers. But there is a catch. Biology didn't change when social norms did. Modern cultures say, study a long time, build your career first, travel, experiment, and later, when you are ready, have children. Your body is less optimistic about this later. We all live with two clocks. First clock, the biological clock. Female fertility is highest in the 20s, decline in the 30s, drops more sharply after age of 35. Male fertility also declines and genetic risks increase with age. Second, the social clock. Study into the mid-20s or more need years to stabilize career and income. High housing costs, psychological feeling of not ready until 30s. Birth control allows us to follow the social clock and ignore the biological one for a while. To manage the gap, technology has stepped in. Egg freezing, IVF, and fertility treatments. A whole industry built around maybe someday. This can help, but they are not guarantees. Success rates fall with age, costs are high, and emotional strain is real. So they trade one anxiety for another. Before, would I get pregnant too early? Now, what if I can't get pregnant when I finally want to? Men are part of this. Longer uncertainty about whether they will ever be fathers. Breakups because partners' timelines don't match. Regrets later about delaying until everything was perfect. At the population level, low birth rates, aging societies, and governments suddenly worried about too few babies are all downstream of this same shift. So birth control solved one problem brilliantly and exposed a new one. How do we design a life that respects both our biology and our personal goals? We have moved from a world of life by accident to a world where we are expected to design our lives. Reliable birth control gave women huge power over timing and number of children, opened education and careers, changed what men's lives look like, delaying fatherhood, expanding expectations. This created a new tension between biological limits and social ideals. For women, the key question becomes, are my reproductive choices really mine, or mostly a reaction to career pressure, social expectations, or my own fear? For a man, how actively am I sharing responsibility for contraception and family planning, rather than silently benefiting from women's burden? In upcoming lecture, we will go deeper into specific methods, the psychology of the right time for children, and the future of the male contraception. If you found this helpful and want more science-based content on how biology and psychology shape your life course, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who is currently trying to design their future. Because understanding how birth control changed the world isn't just history, it's a mirror for our own decisions right now. What part of this story would you like the next full lecture on? The biology of different methods or the psychology of the right time to have a children?